What is going on, crypto family? This is your boy Random Arts coming with a quick video. And on this video, guys, we're going to be talking about Roaring Kitty and about Mog. And the crazy thing about Mog, guys, I wanted to make a video about him yesterday before this Coinbase listing because I was going to do a comparison video of how Mog in comparison to Roaring Kitty and where we're currently at. And that was going to be the theme of the video. And not even 24 hours later, boom, Mog automatically gets a listing onto Roaring Kitty. This may be foreshadow. I'm not, I don't know. Maybe this is a foreshadow due to the fact that, again, this was the specific token that I was going to talk about. So before I dive too deeply into the video, do me a huge favor, hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, and I'd definitely love to hear you guys' thoughts and opinion about Mog, token, and Roaring Kitty. So this just came from Coinbase, and it says assets added to the roadmap today, mogcoin. Yeah. And if you look at mogcoin, it is currently up 14% in the last 24 hours. So the listing in itself, it is causing a nice surge on it. So people, especially within the community, are extremely happy. Now, one thing that I hear after a token like this runs up currently at a $988 million market cap. People tend to say like, man, I wish I would have found out about Mog last year, or I wish I would have, gotten into Mog had I found out about them. The truth of the matter is, and you guys be kidding yourself, you more likely would not have bought Mog. Like when it was around in this area, you probably wouldn't have bought it. Or if you bought it, you would have gotten chopped out. I'm talking about majority of the people. Now, there are some people that, buy it, forget it, then come back and be like, oh my God, I'm up huge. But majority of the people would not have bought it because over here, you probably would have thought it was boring. So even just showing you like what over here even looks like, it was roughly, the highs around that time was a $43 million market cap. Then after it had its nice run up, guess what it did? It had a nice dump because, again, people who were buying early over here, they're taking profits over here. Some people who are buying in here, they're taking maybe a loss or break even, et cetera, et cetera. It brings the token roughly right where it started at. Like roughly where it started at, which was right around like a $5.13 million market cap. And from September all the way up to, you would say, October, and even going into December of 2023, it was roughly trading between a $5 million market cap and roughly a $29 million market cap. So it was give or take. But majority of the time, we're seeing it in the lower range of the market cap, right? And around this time, this is the time where you're seeing the sideways consolidation. This is when people would not have been interested in it. Again, you get some people coming in, but majority of the people, they would not be in it. Why? Look at the volume. Look at the volume like in comparison to like when it was going up. The volume was a lot lower in comparison to over here. And that's just showing like lack of interest. But the people who believe in the project, the few that believes in the project, they're the one that's showing up every single day, shilling Mog. Because again, I seen YouTubers talk about it. Then all of a sudden you seen YouTubers stop talking about it after it had this crash, right? But around this time was the building of the project. And that's what you seen. And slowly but surely, you saw it start to creep up. Like every time it had a bounce, it was met by some rejection because you probably had some people who bought in here and they're looking to sell. There was people who bought in here. And eventually, once they got all of some of these people out, you get this big parabolic move on the way up. And it brings it all the way up to over $100 million market cap, right? $100 million market cap. And typically once a project gets above $100 million market cap, and it's not 100% guaranteed, but majority of the time, unless if the team don't screw it up, it's going to stay above $100 million market cap, give or take. I mean, you'll have like up and under, then eventually just staying above $100 million market cap. But this is when you tend to see like the most FOMO or the most recognition for that project being the fact that it's at $100 million market cap. And from there, it will chop around between the $100 million market cap, then eventually surpassing that $1 billion market cap. Seeing this happen time and time again for a lot of meme coins, and mogcoin is no exception. But if we look at Roaring Kitty, where we're currently in this stage right here. This is where we're at in our mog journey. And of course, in like fashion, we're starting to see like volume starting to decrease. Like in comparison to how big volume was over here, look at the volume now. Same thing that we saw with Mog. Decrease of volume. And what we may start to see, probably for the rest of the month, unless, Keith Gill comes out and we get huge news come out, we may just start to see straight consolidation and us creeping up higher. Because look at this. You had this low. We're seeing higher lows. So you had this low right here. Let me just actually move this down because it's right here. You got this low followed by this low. Look at this low. And plus we are staying above this prior resistance area. This was prior resistance, now turning into support. So this is actually bullish for Roaring Kitty, because as things continue to keep progressing, it is eliminating a lot of the people that was over here, and even some of the people who bought in here as well. Because as we continue to chop and get some of these people out the way, like how we just got someone who bought early in here, they just emptied out their whole bag, and this is why we just seen this this nice little dip. But of course, anything below this blue line right here, the 0.2054563, that is over. That means it's being oversold based upon just technical analysis. But as things continue to progress, guys, you're going to start seeing it inch and inch and inch. Then finally we break past this and we set another all-time high. And a great indication as far as what's to come for Roaring Kitty is the holder count, guys. Look at the holder count. It is growing day in and day out. New people are coming in. They're getting a bag established. So that means their floor of where they're getting it established at is over here. So if their floor is over here, that means they're getting rid of some of the people that's over here, and it's causing the floor to continue to keep going higher and higher. Then eventually it's going to be, boom, a nice explosion on the way up. And then you're going to also start hearing people like, oh my God, I wish I would have gotten into Roaring Kitty. Because remember, I was hearing this, like when this was going high right here, you heard people like, oh my God, I wish I would have bought more when it was down here, when it was in this area, because it was going higher. But now that it's going, that it had this dump right here, most people are not like, oh my God, this is a good best opportunity just to be able to load up for the next round up. But if you look at Mog, and again, this is the comparison between Mog, it's going to have its ups, guys. It's going to have its downs, ups, downs, ups, down. And the same thing that some people were saying when it was having its down moment is the same thing people are saying currently right now within Roaring Kitty. Is like, oh my God, it's not doing anything. But keep in mind, if you were not, when it was back here, we're a lot higher. Our floor is higher because for at least 3 months, we stayed somewhere around like between $1 million and $2 million market cap. Currently right now, we're at $4.77 million market cap, guys. So if you think about it in perspective, so where we're currently at from where we were at before a few months ago, we are doing a lot better. And as you could tell within the crypto market, things could change real fast, real quick. And we could see this big explosion happening at any time. I mean, this wasn't really news that happened for us to go up like this. It's just that we had less sellers than we did than buyers. We had more buyers than sellers. And naturally, it just caused the price to go up higher. Then it just almost became a snowball effect, it just causing it, to have this big parabolic move. So the same thing is going to happen as well, too. Once the selling stop, again, there's going to be nothing but buyers that's going to step in for us to start going even higher. Even if you look at PopCat, people were not interested in PopCat when it was over here, guys. Look at the chart. Boom, boom, and all of a sudden, just boom, out of nowhere. And even when it had to pop, it had the downward momentum. Things recover in crypto so fast to the point that if you're not already in it, you're just gonna be chasing the green candles, um, like most people do. Like you want to do opposite of 90% of traders because 90% of traders lose money. So you want to find out what the 90% are doing, and you want to avoid that. And one thing about it is chasing. Like they like to chase green candles. I mean, yeah, you're in a bear market. I mean, you're in a bull market where you could legit buy high and sell it up high, a little higher. That's the possibility in a bull market, but that's not good habit to be able to form. And also, you're not really. Most people are not really going to make that big of a gain by doing that unless if you have huge amount of capital that you're looking to sink into it. But at that point in time, you're risking, your risk reward is definitely out of whack. So definitely big congrats to the mod community because again, this is what most project inspire to be in the same position as Mog. And I think with Roaring Kitty, how things are developing, we're going to be able to see that. Now, this video definitely a lot longer than what I intended it to be, but yeah, you're looking at Roaring Kitty. You're looking at Roaring Kitty at the early stages, like how Mog was. Yeah, and I'm saying it proudly. But let me know though in the comment down below your thoughts, your opinion about all this. Random Arts guys signing off. Peace.